What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to have a good old chat about that Luffy card. You know the Luffy I showed you the other day? The one I had the official, exclusive, worldwide reveal of? Yeah, I'm still chuffed about that, honestly. That was a legit highlight for this channel, for What He Plays, and I've done some pretty awesome stuff on TCG Radio, my Pokemon channel, but for this channel, for What He Plays, one of the very coolest things we've ever done on the channel. I am frankly beyond delighted. But there was a big question that came out of that video. How do we actually get the card? And it is a question I wanted to answer, and I assure you, I sent an email to PSA asking a bunch of questions trying to find out how to get the card. But unfortunately, and understandably, they didn't have that information, or at least they were not willing to share that information. Well, wonderful news! That information has now been shared, and I can tell you all about how to actually go and get it. And it's all to do with that magazine I showed you the other day. Remember the other day I told you there was a PSA magazine? And come on, like I genuinely, when I made the video the other day, I didn't know how to get the card. But I told you about this PSA magazine because they wanted me to tell you about the PSA magazine. And did anyone else think it was a little bit weird that I was randomly telling you about the PSA magazine in a video about the card? I kind of put two and two together. It had to be something to do with the magazine, and it is. Nice and simply, subscribe to the magazine, get the card. Job's a good un. So let's talk a bit more about that, shall we? The tweet went out, the exclusive PSA Plus Bandai One Piece card is the very first to show the entire Straw Hat crew together as they head into battle. Available only to Collector Club members with the Pop Culture and TCG edition of PSA Magazine selected, this texture hollow foil alternate art leader card will be a shiny treasure for any collector. Now, few important things there, but one question I got the other day that I just want to cover here. Of course it's going to be tournament legal. Like, I don't see why it wouldn't be tournament legal, because let's be clear, this isn't some, I mean, look, it is a promotional card, but this isn't some weird promotional thing. This is a One Piece card. This is a proper, official, textured, holofoil One Piece card. That is what this is. So, yeah, if you want to play this Luffy, it is absolutely an official, legal card that you can put into your deck, and actually, one of the cool things about it being a leader card is, yes, it's a super fancy card. No, you never want to shuffle this into a deck, but you can put this into a big, hard case, use it as your leader, and never worry about it getting scratched or ruined, which is rather lovely. So, you need to subscribe to this magazine in order to get the card. We should probably dig in on exactly what that means. So, basically, PSA have this collector magazine, like the one I showed you with the Pikachu cover, for instance. And if you sign up to either the Standard or Premium Collector Club, you will get a copy of this magazine. And that's either $150 a year or $200 a year. Now, there are a bunch of people that are basically saying, so I've got to pay $150 to get the card. That really depends where you come down. Because let's be honest, there will be some people who just want this card, who don't really want to get a bunch of cards graded, who aren't going to use all the extra stuff, who aren't that interested in the magazine. For those people, yeah, okay, fine. There is an argument that you are basically paying $150 for the card. The cheapest way to get the card is to sign up for the $150 subscription. That is actually true. But that doesn't really tell the whole story now, because you're not buying the card for $150. You're signing up to the club for $150 and getting the card for free. For some people, that will be the same. So if we look at a $150 plan, you got bulk grading starting at $15 to $19 a card, i.e. you will save a couple of bucks on every card that is graded. There are monthly grading specials. You get the magazine, and you get $120 to buy cards on Loot and $60 to buy cards on Fanatics Live. Just as a side note, I'm not digging in on either of those. They are not services that I use. They're not services with which I have any real experience. So that might be a good thing for you. It might not. I don't know well enough either of those two services to give an opinion. So for some of you, you're going to look at that and be like, mate, I get 180 credit for $150. That's wonderful. And for others of you, you're going to look at that and say, well, you know what? I don't actually use either of those services. So yeah, that means nothing to me. So it really depends where you come down. As for the premium membership, basically you get a bunch of extra credit on Fanatics Live. That seems to be the biggest difference, because the bulk grading still starts at the same, the monthly grading is still specials, you still get the PSA magazine, and the loop credit seems to be the same. So it really depends where you come down on that. If you really like using Fanatics Live, well, paying an extra $50 for an extra $65 credit seems like a good thing. Otherwise, I don't know, maybe not. I know this is disappointing some people, but the way I like to think about a promotion like this is, it's a PSA card. This card exists because of PSA. They are having this thing with Bandai, and they would have, and again, I can't actually give you any information here. I don't have any information whatsoever. I've spoken to PSA, but not about this. But let's face it, we all know what happened. PSA went to Bandai and were like, hey, we got this magazine, we'd like to do a promo card, what do you reckon? We all know that's what happened. That has to be what happened. And then they sorted it out. And it stands to reason that had PSA not done that, this card wouldn't exist. So I don't really begrudge them giving it away with a magazine to try and entice you to subscribe to the magazine, because this card only exists because PSA want to give it away with a magazine. I hope that makes some semblance of sense here, because that's the only reason this card even exists in the first place, because the magazine is a thing. So having this as an enticement to get you to, subscribe to the magazine, honestly seems about right. Now, I did press PSA for a number. I tried to find out how many of these are being given away, and I was told that although they can't give a number, if you sign up, you'll get one. Now, there is a note on the website saying while stocks last, so I would suggest, if you want this and you're after the card, sooner rather than later. That would be my suggestion. If you want this, I would go for it sooner rather than later. One question I did ask, is this available to everyone? And the answer, they've literally, I love the dudes over at PSA, they answer all my questions really easily. We ship everywhere. That is the answer. When I asked, is it only open some places? They ship everywhere. So there's no question of, oh, well, I'm in the UK, I'm in Japan, anywhere like that. They ship everywhere. Which, to be fair, for PSA, you would imagine that they do, right? So it is available to everybody. You need to sign up for the magazine. I know some people don't love this. Some people are going to look at this and go, that is an absolute bargain with what I'm getting. Other people are going to look at this and go, I'm not interested, I'm just getting the magazine and the card. And there's other people that are going to be happy to get the card. And essentially everybody's right. If you're looking at this going, I just want the card but I'm happy to pay it, you're right. If you're looking at this and going, that's a great deal and I get the card as well, you're right. And if you're looking at that going, I'm not really interested but I want to get the card, that's a bit annoying, you know what, you're right too. But just please bear in mind that this card only exists because PSA want to do it and because they've gone into this partnership with Bandai to make it so that it exists with the magazine. And look, it's not like we've not looked at this kind of prices for One Piece cards before. If we look at this as a $150 card, and as I've explained, it's not. It is a giveaway with a particular promotion. But if we did look at it as a $150 card, for argument's sake, well, it is a super flashy version of a pretty good leader, and it's got some of the best artwork we've seen on the One Piece TCG so far. And it's basically in line with a card like, well, let's take the alternate art Bonclay Bentham from EB01. The alternate art super rare. Right now, people are paying $140, $150 for that card. And incidentally, the price of that card is going to fall. It's not going to remain that high for that long. I feel pretty confident the price of that card is going to fall. And people are willing to pay $140, $150 for that. I mean, this card's cooler than that, right? I don't know. And just to be clear, I'm not telling you to go and subscribe to this magazine. And I'm not saying you should go and subscribe to this magazine. I am explaining how to get the card, and I'm hopefully explaining why it works like it does, and why for some people it's going to be a great deal, and for other people it's going to be slightly annoying. But just to reiterate one last time, it's not like PSA found this card and went, ha ha, this is the only way to get it. The card exists to be given away in this manner. I mean, I don't know that for a fact, but it certainly seems to be the case. And I, for one, am just happy this card exists. And it's out there. And I'm frankly delighted. Right, that's what you need to know. That's how you get it. That's the best explanation I can give you. And now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about all of this in the comment section. Tell me if you're going to be picking this up. Tell me anything you want to tell me. Go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing is always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.